Welcome to Forex Daybreak, a daily podcast where we cover 8 Forex pairs and give you our view on the market direction for these pairs. If you are trading Forex market, this is the #1 show to start your trading day. Now, let's begin today's episode.
Good morning everybody and welcome to Forex Daybreak episode 24. In this daily Forex update, I will give you my view on 8 Forex pairs I analyze using Elliott wave principle. My name is Ville Vainio and today is 9th of September 2015. This podcast is recorded also as video and it is available from the members area at ForexDayBreak.com. Show notes for this episode can be found at ForexDayBreak.com/24. Now let's get started and go straight to the first pair, which is Euro USD. Okay, the corrective looking upwards phase has continued on Euro USD, and at this point it is still unclear if we have completed the first 5-wave sequence or not. I would say that one more wave down is still coming, and like I talked before, the target is around 110.15 or perhaps not that low, but around 110.5 I would target the decline if we are going to see one. This recent upwards move is really overlapping and looks corrective, so this is more and more looking like a correction, a smaller correction on the way down. So I would say we are going to see one more wave down before larger correction to the upside can take place. There's a trading opportunity perhaps here to the downside. I would not necessarily trade this right now, but would wait for this to conclude, this downturn to conclude, and then perhaps the correction can be traded to the upside. The target for the correction when it finally gets into full force is around 113.5. The price now 111.94, so we are close to this 112 level. So if there's going to be a decline to the downside, I would wait for that to end and perhaps trade the correction to the upside. If you want to play it really safe, I would wait for the larger correction to end as well, and then would look for opportunity to go short on this for the next impulsive wave down. Key levels on Euro USD are that this 112.13 level is the immediate resistance and next resistance on the upside, and support around 111.14 is the downside support. So not particularly good trading opportunities in Euro USD today, but perhaps if you have a high risk appetite, maybe you can go short for this expected last small wave down and target maybe 110.4, 110.5 levels. So there would be a small profit opportunity. Let's see if we take, well, it's over 100 pips, so it could be a good trade, but I wouldn't necessarily take it since it's highly risky to go short on the last part of a 5-wave sequence. I would wait for more clear opportunities to trade on this pair. Okay, next is dollar yen, which has continued higher and looks like the minuet wave 2 correction has bottomed. We didn't get just to the level I was hoping for yesterday, but this is a decent looking 3-wave structure, so the minute wave 2 correction can be called as ended, and next upwards impulsive move has probably started. And there's a trading opportunity here. I actually put a trade here earlier, and buy order for this pair, so I'm expecting this to go higher and to start the next decline, next upwards phase in this uptrend. Key levels on dollar yen, 120.4 is the immediate resistance on the upside. The price now is 120.28. After 120.4 is 120.7, so there's a couple of resistance levels just around these levels we are now. And on the downside, 119.2 is the low of wave 2, so this is the invalidation level. Actually it comes slightly earlier. I have my stop loss, I think around 119.6, 119.55. So this is perhaps the next smaller resistance. I don't usually, by the way, keep my trades visible on the charts because I find it distracting, and it's easier to be more objective on the analysis when you don't see your trades if they are on profit or if they are losing money. So this is why those of you who are watching the video cannot see the trade levels on the chart. I don't keep them visible. I just make the analysis, put the trade in, put the stop loss or protective reverse orders, and then I hide those levels to keep the charts clean and don't get distracted from the analysis. Okay, so upwards momentum is expected in dollar yen. I'm expecting this to go much higher and eventually to new highs past the 125.85 level. Okay, next is pound dollar, and very powerful move yesterday, and I was expecting a move higher. I was talking about a sharp correction, a zigzag correction yesterday, which would open a trading opportunity on the C wave. So it is now looking like perhaps we are on a fourth subdivision of this first 5-wave sequence, the A part of the zigzag correction. If there's going to be a zigzag correction, it's still too early to say for sure, but I would look for first a 5-wave structure to the upside, then a smaller 3-wave structure to the downside, and then I would enter long here if this is going to play out as I am hoping it will. So we are now at 153.9, close to 154, and also the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level is just around here, the next resistance level as well. Perhaps we will see one more slight move higher and then a 3-wave pullback and then an upwards move. And this Fibonacci retracement tool, those levels will give us decent targets if we are going to go long for the C wave, for the C part of this correction. So the key levels on pound dollar, like I said, the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement is we are just at that level right now. It is at 154.13, and 153.3 is the support on the downside. This is the previous minute wave 1 low. But I'm expecting slight push upwards, then a corrective pullback maybe towards that 153 level, and then another 5-wave sequence, and perhaps targeting the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement, which is at 155.68. But let's see first these 5 waves to the upside, the correction. Now this is still a 3-wave move and can possibly be the whole correction, so let's be focused on this so we don't make any bad judgments on the wave count. Okay, next is Euro Pound, which has declined but is still more or less on the sideways range, the area which you can see on the 4-hour chart. Those of you who are watching the video can see the area, so it's quite a large area, a couple of maybe 200 165 pip area approximately is this sideways range, and we are now the lower boundaries of that range. Price now 72635, and I have labeled now the wave 4 correction bottomed on the yesterday's low, but the wave divisions are very hard to figure out, and it's hard to say what is the exact wave count here. I would still be in more favor of the upside scenario, that we should get one more move higher before larger reversal can occur. I haven't seen a satisfactory 5-wave structure to the upside from this sideways range. Last week or week before there was a 5-wave structure, or started to look like a 5-wave structure, but it didn't make a new high, so this is, in my opinion, not a satisfactory conclusion for this correction. So I'm expecting more upside, but I would not trade this pair right now. If we get a strong decline and a continuation of this yesterday's decline and start reaching to the levels of the first wave peak, which is around 71-75, so around those levels, if we see a decline, then this is more or less clear that we are already on the next wave lower. So let's see how it plays out here, but I wouldn't enter any trades here. Key levels are more or less the same. 72.23 is support level on the downside and very near, and 73.3 is the resistance on the upside. Next is Euro Yen, and there's a strong correlation now between the yen pairs I analyze. This is very similar looking upwards push than in pound yen, and in dollar yen as well has been the case that we have seen higher prices. In this pair I'm expecting more upside and a correction to the upside, perhaps targeting 136 levels, a price now 134.68, and key levels on euro yen are 135 is the next resistance on the upside, and 134.32 is the next downside support level. And let's see how the structure develops here, and try to look for a short entry once the next larger impulsive wave to the downside has begun. So I would not trade this upside move just yet. Maybe we can do the same here as in in pound dollar, so maybe we can trade the C wave if there's going to be a larger sharp corrective move to the upside. But let's see first how this is starting to form, and once we get a more clear picture on the structure of this correction, then we can start planning a trade here. Okay, pound yen is next, and very similar price action and wave structure as in euro yen, and I'm expecting more upside here. 185.4 is now the price. We have just passed the minor wave 1 resistance level, and I have labeled this as a continuation of the minute wave 2 correction since the latest decline, larger decline, is in 3 waves. I have talked about this before, and I'm expecting this to resolve perhaps to a 5-wave structure to the upside and then turn down. I would look for a short trade here once this upwards correction has completed. So I wouldn't trade this to the upside even if this is looking pretty strong. I would wait for this to turn around and continue the downside trend, which I think has on a 3rd wave stage now, so there's going to be a powerful move down if this wave count is correct. Pound yen key levels are 187.33 is the next resistance on the upside, so the upside is quite open. If I look the past price action and the resistance levels, and 184.1 is the support level on the downside. Next is euro Canadian dollar. A slight decline has been here the last price action. This is now looking more or less like I talked yesterday, that we are going to get one more wave down to complete this first 5-wave structure to the downside. And once we see a 5-wave structure on the smaller time frame charts, we can call this 5th wave as completed. It's slightly unclear if the recent upwards move was a C wave or 4th wave. I have labeled the 4th wave peak as ended on the 150 level. The recent high is at 149.2, so perhaps this is the real end for the 4th wave correction. But anyway, this doesn't change the fact that I'm still expecting more downside and one more wave down in this pair. Key levels on euro Canadian, 150 is the upside resistance, or perhaps this 149.2 level can be also counted as resistance level, and 147 on the downside is the next support level. This can be traded to the downside if you want a little bit riskier trades. There can be a potential for perhaps, let's see, if the 5th wave would equal the 1st wave, it would be 467 pips. So there is a plenty of downside potential if you target the last 5th wave to be as long as the 1st wave. Actually, I'm going to put a trade here, sell order here, and then I will put a stop loss here, like so. So now I have a sell order in Euro Canadian, and let's see if we get this fifth wave to be equal in length compared to the first wave decline. Then we should get a nice, perhaps 200 pip move and 200 pip profit in this pair. Okay, finally we have US dollar Canadian, which has also declined, and maybe we can finally see the C wave decline towards the 128.6 level, which I have talked quite a long while now. The price now 131.8, and key levels on Euro Canadian are that 131.17 is the next support on the downside, and 132.12, this is the minute wave 3 high, which is now acting as a resistance on the upside pullback. So I'm expecting a decline towards the 128.6 level, which is the previous uptrends wave 4 low. Those of you who are watching the video can see. So this is the level. There is a potential for a 300 pip move, so perhaps there is an opportunity to do some trading. I will put also here a sell order for this decline, which I have been talking about for a long time. Let's put reverse stop loss order in 132.7, like so. Okay, that's all for today's episode. Visit the show notes at ForexDayBreak.com/24 and leave your comments on that page if you have something you want to ask me or comment about my analysis. And remember that this podcast is recorded also as video, and it is available from the members area at ForexDayBreak.com. 2 other features you find there are my Elliott Wave Ninja trading system and my mentoring program. All of these are included in the subscription plan at ForexDayBreak.com. I have a 5-day free trial for you to see what's inside. Thanks for listening my show. Now go make some profits, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thanks for your interest in Forex Daybreak Daily Podcast. If you like this show, we hope you'll visit our website, www.ForexDayBreak.com, and tell your friends about us. Be sure to check the show notes on our website for this episode. Join us next time for another episode of Forex Daybreak.